Hey, everybody, welcome to the Monday, March 11th episode of the Chad Prather Show here at Studio 22. We're hanging out and having a good time, and we're going to bring you all the hot topics from the weekend and news that happened over the last couple of days. And I think you're going to be in a situation for the rest of the remainder of the Chad Prather Show from now until Jesus comes back. We're going to have fun on Mondays talking about the crazy stuff that's going on in the world today. Some of it's fun, some of it's tragic, some of it you just don't believe. It's just too much to be true. I have sitting in the studio with me, of course, we got Puppet Master Mark directing over there.
What's up, everybody?
Look at Candace. She's over there high. She's over there high. Look at her. She's in the puppet seat over there. And we still got to come up with a nickname for her. Big things are going to happen with her around. Trust me. We got Metro Jason in the hot seat sitting over here. Look at him. Look at him. Smooth.
Still not sure if I'm okay with that title.
Metro Jason. I'm not sure, honestly, that I'm okay with that. I think we can do far better with your nickname.
We'll take it in the meantime. Apparently, people know me as that now.
I know.
Like,
see, that's the thing.
yeah.
When Chad Prather speaks, it's etched in stone. It's like the 10 Commandments on the tablet. You can't really autocorrect.
It's going down in history.
Yeah. So that's we might have to make a mid-course adjustment. I think that what's going to happen is you're going to have to do something so monumentally crazy that by default your nickname is going to have to change.
Sounds like a challenge, and I'm willing to. I'm stepping up to the plate.
You're down for it. I missed you this weekend. We were in. I had a show in Missouri, in Springfield, Missouri. It's a great show, great crowd. Vince Moreno was with me. He opened the show. Tremendous crowd over there, and it was exciting. And we had an adventure getting there because there were 50 and 60 mile an hour winds in Springfield. Ooh. And I was having to come. I came via Montana, North Dakota, Denver. Flight was delayed. Party Foul Steve, who's sitting over there in the peanut gallery, he was sitting on the tarmac for hours.
I never made it.
Trying to get there. He had all my merch and everything to bring.
They loaded us on the plane, took us off the plane, loaded us back on the plane, back off the plane. It was fiasco.
Yeah, so it was an on again, off again relationship.
Yes,
with the plane there.
Literally on and off.
Literally
again.
But I missed you, buddy. But I got to give props to Party Foul because even from that distance, he advanced the show, took care of every detail. He was on the phone all day long. And the GM Jeff Steele there at the Gilloy's Theater in Missouri, Springfield, Missouri. He was like, dude, that guy earns his keep, man. He was on the phone all day long. He was worried about it.
Only cost me $50 for him to say that.
I know. But no, you did a good job, so I appreciate that. We have, and I love this especially for the Monday segments, but we got Hot News Natalie,
Yay.
our favorite former Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
I'm okay with that title.
At least for now. At least for
right,
now.
at least for now.
Yeah. So Natalie, you are the Robin to my Howard, okay?
No.
And those of you who know, just know. But your episode that when you were in the hot seat from last week, we were talking about your career as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. It is now at like 118,000 views on Facebook, and I know. Look at you.
That's great.
Look at you. I think we won
I'm
over
honored.
We won over the male demographic with that one episode.
We did it.
Yeah.
I think women appreciate it too.
Yeah.
You know. No.
Well, it was funny because we talked about like body issues and things, and of course we made some fun too. Bougie Sean went there, talking about big girls line dancing.
He did,
and we're missing Bougie Sean today. Bougie, of course, is the only black man we know with white privilege, but he'll be back in studio with us later. But he's not with us today. He's got a real job taking care of the Humor Me show on Blaze TV, which of course my show, which you need to get by subscribing to blazetv.com/chat. But anyway, we had several people who hit that point in the episode and said, that's it, you're fat shaming, we're out. We were like, well, if you're fat, you should be ashamed. So
no.
We kid.
Yes.
We love every inch of you. Add more.
Listen, I'm not getting in the uniform myself anymore. I mean, they take that uniform away from you for a reason, probably.
Yeah.
Come on, please.
I would not fit in it. No, there would be some muffin top probably. So
they should have like a B team.
I like muffins.
Yes, alternate. Yeah.
What did you say, Jason?
I'm saying we can. I'm sure you can borrow one. We could try to see.
If it fit.
Yeah. I'm sure I'm sure
you have
she can work it still.
Ideas. You're a thinker.
I'm an idea man.
I like that.
You did see Joseph. Oh wait, you didn't see Joseph.
Yeah, her husband who's 6'4" and 250, ready to crush.
I'm just talking about ideas, man.
I know.
That's all it is.
Hey, look, hey, it was Joseph's idea. Joseph, I had to ask his permission. I was like, hey, can your wife be a co-host? You know, can she hang out with us? And he was like, yeah, get her out of the house.
Come on.
I know. Y'all act like you're in love. It's cute. It's cute. Y'all are still have the charade going. It's funny. No, but we got into body issues, and we talked about healthy body issues, and
Yes.
it was an honest conversation about it.
Well, we talked about the fact that not everybody is, 115 pounds. And most, when I cheered at 140 pounds.
Right.
And that was a healthy weight for me. As a matter of fact, the year before when I tried out and I was cut, I was 131 pounds. And when I came back the next year and I made it, I remember Kelly saying, you look better this year. So it is not about it has nothing to do with the scale.
Yeah.
It was just about being fit and healthy.
Yeah, being athletic, being able to do what you got to do. And you told me, we were out in Vegas, you told me that you could still do all the dances. Like, you could still do them, can't you?
Did I say that?
I think you said that.
The kicks. It's all about the
I
kicks.
can still kick.
Clear these chairs out of here.
We're
I
gonna
can.
get
I
this thing
can still
set up.
kick. I can.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get right into it because there's a lot that happened over the weekend, and a lot going on besides just our fantastic shows on the road and all that, and Steve not being able to get into the airport. I think you have performance issues, Steve.
I didn't miss out on the whiskey.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Steve proceeded to drink. My mother, by the way, and I'll just fill everybody in, embarrass my mother. I'm going to get my mother in the hot seat. We're going to get her out here to Dallas, get her over there. She doesn't want to do it, and she'll refuse to do it, but I don't care if we got to tie her up and bring her in.
Let's see
strap her
Mom
to
up
that
here.
chair.
Come on.
Come on, Gloria. No, my mother, she's like, I enjoyed the episode with Natalie. I just don't like it when you boys get all into, party time with the boys. And I'm like, Mom, when do we ever get into party time on the show?
It's a boys' club after that. It's too much talking about body issues and
this
man
isn't
body butter.
This isn't the man show. Good Lord, we have fun. We have fun.
Unless are there women dancing?
My mother's
bikinis
nervous
with
though, because
trampolines?
I was telling you guys earlier. I think my mother gets nervous, like she sees us starting to have a good time and laughing and pushing the envelope, and she's like, "Well, they have the potential to go there," and it scares me. So I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. We're gonna get you into party time one day. We'll fix you a margarita, as she would say in Georgia, margarita.
I like it.
Yeah, ours. We're gonna do that. We're gonna make some MAGA-Rita hats.
Margarita hats.
MAGA-Rita hats. This is Margaritaville. That's
There
which
you
is,
go.
which
I
is the
like it.
Caribbean way of saying this is MAGA country.
They heard it here first.
Right here, MAGA.
Can't steal it.
Margaritaville. There you go. We're gonna get red MAGA, and you know what? Any place like you'd never get attacked or harassed wearing a Margaritaville because anybody that drinks margaritas, they're too laid back to attack you or
Yeah,
harass
they
you.
just chill
Yeah.
around the pool, on the beach.
Exactly. What's up?
By the
Just
wall.
hanging out. Look at Metro.
Hey,
with the lines.
I got some here and
by
there.
the wall.
Tell you, I'm an idea man.
Yeah, I like to have cocktails by the wall in my margarita hat. I love Mondays. Natalie, hot news, Natalie.
Yes.
What is the top? What do you think the top story from the weekend?
There, you know what? There was a lot of breaking news,
Bunch
and
of
I
stuff.
think this will be a fun place because I think people are so sick of the news.
Yeah.
In general, this will be a fun way for people to get updated without having to listen to the news. What a fun escape. And then they can sound somewhat educated when they're at the bar.
And they can find out not only news, trivial things, and they don't have to just hear nonstop Trump news.
No.
Because if you get on the news, that's all you ever hear about anymore.
24/7.
Trump.
I won't start with Trump. How about that?
Okay,
But I do
we'll
have a
get to
Trump
Trump.
story.
What do you got? What happened this weekend?
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
I can't pay my child support.
Uncanny how close that is.
I know. I can't pay my child support. She won't let me work.
I gotta work.
You see,
She cut
stand
him off
up.
from the kids, right? So he's like, I'm not paying child
I've
support.
never been to the bank before.
He did say that. He
He
said
did
for the
say
first
that.
time. I mean, can you imagine? It was so uncomfortable. Can you imagine being in Gayle King's shoes? And I mean, she's eating it up, right? She's just being like, she's got her eyes closed. Like,
That's Robin Roberts.
no, that was Robin Roberts was Jussie Smollett.
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
I'm not,
Yeah. R.
Wrong
Kelly was
one.
Gayle King.
Fake
Gayle
news.
that's right.
was so
Fake
Oprah
news.
with him. Like,
You're right.
Like she just put Oprah on steroids, just made him cry and jump around. And then they got him.
Yes.
He's sitting there. He's like, and they're patting him off with the makeup and powder and stuff, drying him back up. We're just mad. I went to Bank of America. I had to see where my money was. It's great.
Such a rough
Everybody's
life.
stealing from me.
I mean, it was great. But anyway, they're going to put him under the jail.
well, there's this new video,
Yeah.
sex tape that is surfaced, apparently, allegedly, from this guy who is now being, backed by Gloria Allred.
Mm-hmm.
that he found this in his library and happened to look at it, and it is R. Kelly engaging in sexual activity with underage girls.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah. You know, we've referred to this before because you go back to the Brett Kavanaugh hearing. You know, if somebody has this pattern, the pattern is there. It tends to keep resurfacing. If a person has a lifestyle or a habit or whatever, it just keeps coming up. Brett Kavanaugh, you know, everybody's trying to accuse him as being some, you know, mass rapist and taking advantage of women. And it was just not there. But with the Michael Jackson thing, it just keeps resurfacing. With the Bill Cosby thing, it just kept resurfacing. With R. Kelly, we've talked about this for 15 years now, and it just keeps resurfacing. So you start to see those patterns that are there, and it's not looking good for old Robert.
Well, the guy's mistake was recording half of his pursuits there.
Yeah.
That's called hard evidence.
And don't keep your sex tapes in the library. Find a better place.
Yeah, well,
Party foul. I mean, words of wisdom from Party Foul.
See?
Like Party Foul's got it all mapped out. Okay, well, it's in my will. If I die, there's going to be a safe here. Make sure you burn the burn after reading.
Just burn the whole house down. Don't even look back.
Which brings us to our sponsor, Liberty Safe.
Wait, they're fireproof.
Hint, hint, Liberty Safe. No, I don't know, man. You just don't keep. There's some things you just don't want to keep for posterity.
Yeah.
You know,
He's a sick man. I mean, with what he was doing already, and then just feeling like he had to record it all and keep it for later viewing, I guess, or.
I mean, these jokes, they go back to jokes that Dave Chappelle was making on his show back, you know, many moons ago. So, I mean, it's there. I mean, you can, look, you're there. I mean, you're there. I mean, Jared from Subway, it's there. You're doing this stuff. Yeah. So, you know, our friend Kaya Jones, who was a Pussycat Doll, you know, they were found by R. Kelly, and he was their producer.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so Kaya says over and over again, she's like, because, you know, they had Nicole Scherzinger, they had Carmen Electra and the other girls. And Kaya's a good friend of ours, and she says, he never did anything towards me. She said, but I could actually sing. And so that was kind of his MO, I think, is he was finding these girls who maybe didn't have as much talent and promising them things if they were willing to.
He preyed on that a little bit.
Because, I mean, they found Kaya when she was a young teenager, you know, and I think he preyed on the talentless.
Find someone with a little low self-esteem. And
the
rest is history.
I mean, it's a Harvey Weinstein thing. Yeah. It is. It's like, okay.
But their parents went along with it, too. I mean, if you watch those R. Kelly documentary, you're surprised. I mean, just like the Michael Jackson documentaries, you're so surprised by the parents who let their child stay with him at the age of anywhere from 14, 15, I think is what it was, to 19.
Yeah, my kid's not staying at Neverland.
No.
You know what I'm saying? If it's Michael Jackson, my kid's not going to spend the night with Michael Jackson.
Or with any
other grown man.
That isn't like a friend's parents or something, you know, with the friends and family there.
Yeah. So
I'm sure they all thought they were friends.
That's right there, though. That's the power of money. The idea of money and greed and stuff like that, you're willing to, you know, sell your kid for that.
But and see how long they're getting away with it? I mean, that's one thing I've always said about Hollywood, though, is that there's this bubble that they're stuck in, and everybody kind of gives them a free pass.
Yeah.
Who does? I mean, like you said, who does that? Who lets their child just stay with an adult who might or might not be accused of, you know?
You ever take it like in the backyard, just picked up a big rock or a log or something, rolled it over, and all the bugs just go everywhere? I kind of feel like if you really shone the spotlight in places like Hollywood,
oh God,
it's if people really knew. Like, you'd never buy another song. You'd never watch another movie. I mean, it's just disgusting. And it is out there. But anyway. What else, Natalie? What's going on in the world?
Well, since I mistakenly said Robin Roberts, let's talk about Jussie.
Poor Jussie.
Man.
Mr. Smollett.
Poor Jussie. 16 felony
counts of
felony
accounts indicted.
Grand jury gets together. And for those of you who don't know what a grand jury does, I know we hear these terms that are tossed around. Grand jury is this. There's a group of people who come in, you know, for a day every month, and they look at all these cases, and they're like, okay, let's see if something here is actionable, and we need to issue an indictment to go forward with the prosecution. So they obviously sat down and looked at enough evidence to say, There's 16 things that needs to be charged here,
Right.
all felonies. I mean, that's this dude. I mean, if he really wanted to get his ass kicked, all he had to do was just wear an actual MAGA hat in Chicago and walk down the street.
Or amongst his Hollywood friends.
Yeah, exactly. He should have gone out there to the set of Empire and worn a MAGA hat on thing and been like, instead of saying I'm the gay Tupac, he should have said, I'm the gay Kanye. They'd have beat his black ass all up and down Hollywood Boulevard. It would have. But anyway, it's crazy. Part of me does feel sorry for the guy in the sense that several reasons. One, you're that starved for attention. I mean, you're potentially, as many would see it, on top of the world, and you're that starved for attention that you have to stage an attack at that level to get attention, to keep a job, make more money, something like that. And then, you had the lady, whatever she was. Was it a man, woman? I don't know. It was a transvestite. It was something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember if it was. I don't know if it was a woman trying to be a man or a man trying to be a woman. But they burned their house down with their 5 pets.
Oh yeah.
I say they like they're schizophrenic or something. But it's burned to get attention and then claim that it was a hate crime. Burn their house down with their 5 dogs in there.
That's the left right now. They get a little cray-cray. It's that, what do you call the Trump derangement syndrome?
Color shining through. It's true.
He's still claiming his innocence.
I
am
know.
completely innocent, even though there's a check to those 2 dudes for over $3,000, claiming it was for a fitness
A training regimen.
that he would, so he's still claiming that. I think at some point it's going to switch to, he obviously is suffering from a very serious mental issue.
And he came out and said that he has an untreated drug problem. So there was that. And then, of course, the mental thing will come out. And I started to tweet a few days ago, a joke on Twitter and say, I wonder has anybody heard how Jussie's workout program's going? Is he making any progress in training and stuff like that? And then all of a sudden, like literally within a few minutes, the statement came out about him getting 16 felony indictments. And I was like, it's too late. I missed
They threw
my
the book
window.
at him. That's a lot.
The Chicago Police Department was pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, they were pissed. They
so-
got enough stuff to deal
Yes.
with to have some.
They do not need this black eye.
No, some
That's
B-list
for sure.
celebrity to pop out like that, trying to get attention and using them and their man hours and their stuff. And they were ticked. So they're throwing a book at him.
I hope they make an example out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous just to think about an innocent person he would have convicted a innocent person
Yeah.
and made them guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they'd have pulled out 2 white guys walking
Yeah.
down the street and said, he'd have said, yeah.
And that's a part, and it's that particular part that makes me think I have no sympathy for this guy. He
Yeah.
would have put 2 innocent people in jail and ruined their lives.
Well, in that regard, it does balance me out as well because I look at it and I go, well, he could have gotten somebody killed. I mean, it could have started race war, hate crime, all these things, and it sets things back a big deal. So hey, we'll see what happens. I'm just thankful that they didn't brush it under the rug and say, oh well, let's go on to the next news cycle, because that was potentially happening with some of these other things. The R. Kelly thing, it almost got engulfed by the R. Kelly thing, which is how the media works. We're on to the next.
oh yeah.
Right.
And it's like, oh, who was
Flavor of
Jussie
the week.
Smollett? Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
so what else is going on?
Did y'all hear about the woman in Arizona who decided to get a closer shot of the Jaguar?
Oh yeah.
Heard about this morning.
Oh my gosh. So she, what they've warned every time, do not cross the barrier. But she wanted to get a better selfie. You got to, that portrait view, you got to be close. So she tried to get up close to the Jaguar, and the Jaguar gave her the selfie. I wonder if she actually has the selfie in mid-attack, because this Jaguar got her.
It will go viral.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He got her.
haven't seen it.
The Jaguar got her.
What do you? Hey, Silent Herbert. You know what it's like to be attacked by an 18-wheeler? Were you trying to get a selfie? Was that what's going on? That's what happened, isn't it? God, you're a beautiful deer. I'm sorry the rest of you is missing.
People will do anything for the gram, man. Anything for that Instagram photo. Make it go viral.
Do we not have enough stories over the years of people who have climbed over the fence and with the gorillas and things like
Yes.
that? And the kid got drug and what was the gorilla's
Coco?
name?
No, Harambe.
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 Harambe lost his life.
And he
Kids
lost
just
his life.
falling into gorilla pits,
Yeah.
and then
Because of the kid.
Harambe
Was
gets
that
killed.
Cincinnati? Was that where that was? Cincinnati Zoo, something like that?
Man.
Harambe. Oh, Harambe. I'm like, I saw this on the news the other day, and I'm like, the memories of the Jungle Book came back. I was like, that's not Bagheera. That is not the animated jaguar
There were
you're
no
used to
songs
riding
being
around
sung.
on, Mowgli. Yeah. Just look for those bare necessities. That jaguar will rip out your testes.
Which version did you watch?
I watched the one where the lady died from a jaguar attack. So she didn't die, but it ate her. It got her arm pretty good.
So it goes to show you, though, that walls work, though. You're not supposed to cross that wall. There's a reason. You're going to get
There it is, folks. There it is. Another wall joke. There's just not enough wall jokes in the world, but we're riveting.
And this is coming from the Hernandez.
From Hernandez. That's right. We
This one.
love our man from Mexican/Guatemalan descent.
Let's talk about the wall.
Let's talk about
because
the wall.
that also okay. Back to Trump. With this declaring national
Emergency.
Which made a little over $8 billion available. He's asking for another $8.6 billion, something like that. And of course, it's going to go, and they're going to say, the Democrats are going to say no, and then he's going to say veto.
Yeah,
because he considers this, a necessity. I would love to know, Metro, your stance on the wall. Which I say that now, I feel like I do know.
Well, I mean, I've been hit and miss. It's funny because I would love money to go elsewhere, but I am not opposed to a wall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we're going to spend our money on something, I'm okay with it. Protecting our borders, protecting our country.
So you're saying you have enough of your family here. You don't need any more to get in. You're
Oh
good.
yeah.
You don't need any more at the house.
How many Hernandezes do you know? We're all here. Most of us are here.
Yeah, there's more here than there are there. That's for sure.
So
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
At this stage in the game, Hernandez is really just a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant name.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
We're outrunning y'all now. So
That's true.
I'm with you. I think we had an episode. What was it last week with our buddy Jason Piccolo, who's a former ICE supervisor, and he makes a fair assessment. He says, and people got mad watching Jason because everybody watching this is an expert, but the ICE supervisor knows nothing. And he said, look, 2,000 miles of wall, first of all, is a physical impossibility because of the terrain and things. He goes, so you can't do that in that way. He said, but there has to be more. There's got to be more than just a physical barrier, although I think a physical barrier is important. Nothing wrong with that. He recommended things like having a port of entry court and different things that you got to have. It can't just be the wall. And if you don't believe a wall works, I mean, we can over and over again. Come on to Texas. We'll go down to McAllen, Texas, and we'll do a little on the scene shot there and hang out. 70,000, like they were right at them, rounding up just a bit, but there were 70,000 border crossings last month. That's problematic. That is an emergency.
yeah.
That's an emergency. So,
Well, my question is, now that this has been the passion, this has kind of been the staple of who Trump is. When Trump is not in office anymore, is this going to just kind of like Obamacare, the first thing you get rid of? When a Republican comes into is Obamacare.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing when the Democrat, because it's cyclical, right? Eventually a Democrat's going to be in office. Is he going to tear that wall down?
They won't tear the wall down, but I think once the wall's there, the wall's there. But I think if the wall doesn't get built, and I think that's what the concern is. So many Americans look at this thing and they say we need to get it built now, because if we don't, it will never get built.
Right.
Because let's face it, at some point in time, especially the direction that America is going socially and politically and culturally, we're going to have a very left president eventually, unless America really rises up and says, no, we got to get back to our roots in the Constitution, protecting that. We're going to have, like, I think if Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez were running for president, if she was running for president in 2020, I think we would actually have a problem. And I can't believe I'm saying that, Mark Tate. Puppet master, make your magic happen.
Incredible.
It's true. I think we'd have a problem. I think people would vote for this trick.
Oh, I do too.
I mean, it's crazy.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. I think that pendulum just is going to keep swinging further and further. I mean, Trump, when he first started running, I mean, that pendulum was getting pretty far
out there.
Yeah, and so people say that I'm wrong, but I mean, I think someone like a AOC would totally win.
Could very possibly.
I mean, you're going to go way right. Why not go way left?
Yeah. And I know there are people who are listening or watching this, and they're thinking, no possible way. But no, that's how crazy it's gotten.
Yeah.
That L.A. bubble you're talking about, when you have all those votes, New York bubble, all these major cities that are willing, they're like, if it's blue, they're voting for it. They're going to vote for it.
And they're moving into the red right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you look at Texas, we almost got Beto.
We did. I mean, Fort Worth, for the first time in its history, voted blue.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Yeah. So it's an interesting thing. But I'll tell you, yeah. Did you see her tweet? Was it last night? She tweeted about the Girl Scouts and how being a scout really helped her, and taught her how to change brake fluid, and they recreated the Challenger mission. And
AOC?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, how many people in this room? We got 6 people sitting in this room, grown adults. Have you ever changed the brake fluid on your vehicle? No.
Yes.
Negative.
Why?
The only
Why?
one I've ever changed was my blinker fluid.
So I would love.
She recreated the Challenger.
Yeah, how did
How did that end?
Like, I mean, way to escape the surly grasp of earth and touch the face of God with your Girl Scout troop. I mean, what?
She hurts my head
It's bad, dude.
and my soul.
So yeah, I mean, she's interesting. I challenge AOC right now to change brake fluid. I want to see her do it.
The girl's a few fries short of a Happy Meal there, Chad.
But it's crazy. Anyway, and did you see over the weekend where I think this is one of the topics that we need to talk about is South by Southwest.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did. I actually, when I was a reporter for the ABC affiliate in Austin, I covered South by Southwest many times.
Yeah.
And I've never seen it this political.
Yeah.
There were Democratic, Dems saying that they're running for president there.
Yeah.
Because they have this captured audience. There's 400,000 people there. I don't know. I could be making that number up. Somewhere around there.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And they have their eyes and their ears, and they are there already starting their campaign.
Yeah. Well, I know that's what made me think of that is AOC was there and posted a picture with Bill Nye, the science guy.
Oh gosh.
And of course, they're talking about climate change and how, she's doing something about it and all that. And I tweeted the picture. I said, so a fake scientist and a fake economist walk into a bar. And then everybody's like, he's got patents with NASA and aerospace and he's an engineer. That is the only degree Bill Nye has, is a mechanical engineer. And yes, he's created some things and had patents, but he quit that job 25 years ago to be a comedian. Fact. That has nothing to do with climate change, has nothing to do with being a scientist or anything else. I mean, they created a character. So that again is the world we live in.
But yeah, I do think it's interesting seeing. I'm not surprised that these liberal presidential hopefuls are at South by Southwest.
Awesome.
Progressive socialists.
Progressive socialists are at South by Southwest doing their political jargon. I turned on the news this weekend. CNN has a spot out there at South by Southwest to interview everybody. But once again, that's Austin.
Yeah.
That's the bluest dot in Texas.
Yeah. The bluest dot in Texas.
And South by Southwest is a music / film festival, which is dominated by liberal progressives.
Yeah.
So it was a safe space.
Yeah, exactly. It is their safe space, and I'm not surprised because having lived and worked in that world, 98.9% of everyone in there is a liberal progressive.
Yeah, they're liberal. That's true. I mean, I've told you before, we've got theaters around the country that we try to go do shows in, and they won't have us because in the theater world, in the arts world, it's left, and they know we're not.
They're not as tolerant?
They're not as tolerant.
They don't want to coexist as much?
I think that it's safe to say at this stage in the game that the left can never again call themselves tolerant.
Oh, no.
The whole coexist thing was a joke. It's been a joke from the beginning.
BS. Well, they're great at marketing.
Yeah.
And that's what someone has always said. Liberals are great at taking over words and using words to their advantage. And we all grew up thinking, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to use the right pronouns.
Yeah.
Or they're going to get butthurt about everything. They probably get offended that I use the word butthurt.
Yeah.
But when it comes to words, they take advantage of that, and they twist they twist our thoughts to their narrative.
Yeah.
Maybe climate change will take them out first.
12 years, apparently.
Well, the snowflakes tend to melt first when it gets warm, so that does happen. But, okay, we just got back from CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Conference, largest gathering of conservative people annually, right there in National Harbor, Maryland. That's a political conference. This is a music. This is a music festival, South by Southwest. So they're going to come in there. Now, to prove the fact, we should have sent Party Foul Steve down there to the concerts wearing a MAGA hat.
Well, Party Foul on the prowl?
We could have done
so.
Party Foul on the
do it.
prowl wearing a Margaritaville hat.
I'm willing to bet 50% of those people there at that thing don't vote or are not registered voters.
They're probably like Bougie Sean. They don't vote.
Yeah, they are.
Hey, we got one more weekend of it. We
Sean.
can go.
We should send Sean and say, now what would they do if Sean went walking through wearing a Margarita hat?
Well, remember, he can't wear hats.
He can't wear a hat. We could prop one up on
We
top
can
of that
make
afro,
him a really
though.
big one.
Like,
Yeah.
can we make? Can we make?
You would watch the total confliction of ideas happen. Like, well, he's a black man. Can we beat him? I don't know.
They do. Haven't you seen the videos? Not Sean, but with black guys that wear the MAGA
Yeah,
hats.
they do. But those are like the nerdy ones. That like the nerdy skinny black guys that they're like, and they talk like this. They're high. Hi,
Not the
I'm
two
from.
brothers. There's two brothers that are like bodybuilders. And
Yeah,
they
the
wear
Hodge
that.
twins.
Yeah, that's
Hodge
it.
twins. Send the
And
Hodge
I'm
twins
like,
in to see what happens. We got to get the Hodge twins on the show. But like Sean's like bougie. He like he cool, man. He's laid back.
bougie.
Yeah, they wouldn't know what to do with him. 'Cause
You'd have to get him one of those like old golf visor hats where it's got the opening up top. Let the fro.
But it would
flow.
prove the point because you couldn't walk with a MAGA hat. First of all, I've never had a MAGA hat. I don't want a MAGA hat until now. Like now that everybody's getting harassed with one, I'm like, I'm gonna get a MAGA hat and wear it in public just to see if M or F would, because I'm like, come on with this. You're
You're
not
a
gonna
pot
snatch
stirrer.
my hat off at the Taco Rosa at the cantina and just spill my margarita or throw anything on me. I'm gonna jack your ass up.
Steve, you're going to need to hire
we gonna
security.
get MAGA country real quick. You start touching
I
me.
need some backup security.
Yeah.
Security for
Make-
Chad Prather.
Make sure we got the cameras rolling though.
I know, man. We were listen.
We'll go viral.
You know who
I ain't
else was
rolling
at-
over and taking it. I'll go to jail for assault. What?
You know who else was at South by Southwest?
Who?
This is going to shock y'all. Beto.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
Bob Frank
now, he
O'Rourke.
did not say, I'm running for president, but people were kind of razzing him for that. They're like, oh, you're the most transparent politician there is, but you're still holding out on us. Are you going to announce? Do you think he's going to run?
Transparent. Douche is a clear liquid, right?
I hope he does.
He needs a bigger
I think the more
platform
the merrier.
to
I
announce
don't-
his
All these nut jobs should run.
Well, because
It'll
they're
be
going to
fun.
start talking crap about each other.
There'll be 45 of them running out there. Andrew Heaton had the best idea for Beto O'Rourke last week on the news and why it matters with Sarah Gonzalez. He said what Beto should do is come out and say, I'm going to throw my full support behind Joe Biden and then try to run as his vice president. Then he gets elected in 8 years. That's put some
because
miles behind
Biden
it.
is currently on top. If
Joe
if
Biden,
he's
and I hate
run.
to say this, is the only respectable person, and he's not a respectable person, but he's the only one that's running. That because the rest of them are Fruit Loops. And
But
Joe's
if you're
a Fruit
right
Loop.
about Michelle Obama, if you're right,
Michelle
and then
Obama
Beto
runs for
got
president.
behind
She's
her,
the next president of the United States in 2020. And I hate to say that, but it's true. And we're starting to see. What was it? Cosmopolitan came out with an article over the weekend that said that she has achieved rock star status. Well, you know what? The rock song "Dude Looks Like a Lady" comes to mind.
Easy now. Easy. You're going to
Hey
offend
now.
people.
Yeah. Well, if Iron Mike can
Here comes
run,
some hate.
There come the hate mail right
yeah,
there.
good. I don't care. I think that she would win in 2020. It's scary to think about. But, the thing about being a rock star is they tend to do things detrimental to their own life and burn out, blaze out, and hopefully she's that type of rock star and just can move out into obscurity.
I don't know. They've been living in that political rock star realm for a while.
Yeah.
She might be just accustomed to it, and nothing can touch her.
So I think that Barry Obama ran for president not to be. First of all, he was a product of David Geffen. If you know who David Geffen is, of course, he's a billionaire that all the major music and many movies and stuff like that. A lot of entertainment has all come through David Geffen. David Geffen created Barack Obama, and threw all the money behind him. And you can go back and read the history on all of that stuff. So he was this candidate that was created. Obama wanted to be a celebrity, bottom line. That's why he spent his time hobnobbing with Jay-Z and Beyonce and Shakira and Tom Hanks and George Clooney, and you just name it, just list it right on. And now they're executive producers with Netflix. They want to be celebrities. You see them grooving at the concerts and stuff, making the scene, and he's doing these little public appearances where he's speaking. He's trying to talk about, you're not a real man if you got 8 girls twerking on you. I don't need an 8-pound chain. He's doing these sound bites that are out there, and it's. Yeah,
he had his White House there to host parties with all his Hollywood musician actor friends.
And so now you have Ilhan Omar, who is. We should talk about her because nobody's condemning her anti-Semitic remarks, but she even came out over the end of last week and said that Obama was a fraud. So what we're learning about someone like Ilhan Omar who is obviously a Sharia law believing Muslim. In Congress, which is diametrically opposed to the Constitution of the United States, she's not just anti-right, she's anti-American.
Yeah.
Because she's calling out the Messiah, Obama, to call him a fraud. He's just a pretty-faced fraud is what she called him. So we're in problematic times.
There's a little turmoil within their party there.
Yeah. Did you see where Jeanine Pirro... we could take the rabbit hole here. Jeanine Pirro, Fox News, Judge Jeanine, she comes out and she got in trouble, I guess you call it trouble, criticized for saying we want to understand why she's wearing the hijab. Why is she wearing the thing on her head? Because that is an adherence to Sharia law. That's a religious expression. She's a congresswoman of the United States. And everybody's like, how you can't pick on her for her religion and wearing the hijab. She's like, yes, I can, because if she's a Sharia law believer, that's in antithesis with the U.S. Constitution. What do you think on that stuff? You guys, y'all got an opinion on that? Ilhan Omar? I was just in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which has the greatest population of Somali refugees, which is where she was elected from, and you're bringing busloads of refugees in and putting them in there with a certain belief and world system. Of course she's going to make anti-Semitic remarks. She's Muslim.
And she's representing her community.
Her constituency, her community. So
looks like
crazy.
We got to start building another wall somewhere.
Well, then...
right around that little area.
But so, they come out and they... here's the party, the Democratic Party. They come out with this statement last week, and they didn't just say we don't like anti-Semitic remarks, but they broadened it out to say we don't like anti-Muslim remarks. We don't, it's not. We can't, as Congress, we can't make these comments that are anti-this, anti-that. And they didn't call her out by name and put her on the hot seat and basically reprimand her. And there were others who were saying things like, Nancy Pelosi, well, she chose her words wrong. And then there was the other Jewish Congress lady who said, well, she apologized to me personally because I'm Jewish. She said, but she just didn't understand what she was saying. Okay, look here. If you're a congressperson, you got to take responsibility for the words you're saying. That right there is proof of why we need to really solidify this immigration thing, because if we have people coming in here by the busloads and they're going to run for office and get elected, yet because they're not Americans, they don't know what they're saying, that right there is proof that we've got to have this security. It's problematic.
I was just saying, there was a congressman that had to apologize for yelling out liar to Obama during the State of the Union. I think she can muster up the courage to say sorry and explain why she said what she said.
But she keeps on saying more every time she opens her mouth, and that's the thing. You know, because that is her worldview. That is the paradigm.
They're unapologetic nowadays.
Well, and that's the thing. So here, the party of racism, the party that has called everyone on the right racist, everyone on the right, you're a racist, you're a racist. That's their go-to phrase. Now is refusing to condemn racism.
Right.
To come out and call it by name and say this is anti-Semitism, we condemn it. That we condemn this specific example. This is the problem. That's that right there across the board. It proves the hypocrisy of the left.
Well, what I love is just the name of Trump. At least has shown the true form of a lot of these Democrats.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about people who are finally speaking up about how they're totally okay with late-term abortion
or post-birth abortion,
and now talking about just being anti-Semitic, and so on and so on.
I know that's it's telling.
Yeah,
it's telling, and thank God for Donald Trump in that regard because he has exposed it.
I agree, and like I've always said, I'm not driving that Trump train or anything.
Yeah,
but I do love seeing that just by the sound of his name. They're going crazy.
Jason, you can't relate to this, but I'm sure you've been in an argument with a girlfriend at some point in time. But in marriage, sometimes, you'll get into a fight. And in that moment, that passionate moment, I've learned that women don't usually get, they get both hysterical and historical.
You can send all mail to
they get
Chad.
A little crazy, and the truth comes out, what they really think about you.
Yeah.
And then they start calling out things from 5 years ago. They get historical about the things that you did then that you're like, we didn't pull the hatchet out of that tree. We didn't
then they
bury
bring
that
your
axe.
mother into it.
Yeah. And your mother, I hate her guts, and she hates my guts. I don't ever get in this family. Ah! And it becomes a deranged thing. Things are said that can't be unsaid. That's what we see in America. This is marriage that's going on of diametrically, differing, opposing views, and it's gotten so hysterical. And now historical because AOC comes out at this press conference the other day and she's calling Ronald Reagan a racist and all these. And I'm like, good, sweet Lord, what is going on?
Well, the thing is, it's not just these people you're talking about aren't just the keyboard warriors. They're not just the people on social media saying all this stuff. No, they're in power now. They're in charge. Yeah. They've got congressmen and women in front of their name.
It's like the Tlaib, who told our buddy C.J. Pearson, who's going to be on the show, here's C.J., who's an African-American kid, 16, 17 years old. He's from my hometown, Augusta, Georgia, and he's smart, super smart kid. And he said back at the State of the Union, he tweeted about that lady next to AOC, was trying to get away from her because AOC wouldn't shut up talking during the State of the Union thing. And she said, well, my name is, I have a name. And it was Tlaib who tweeted him back and said, and you need to fear us. Yeah. Why? Why do I need to fear you? You're a congressperson representing the United States of America. Why should I fear you? Mm-hmm. Then that's why we need the Second Amendment right there. Well, if you're going to tell me I need to fear you.
And AOC is over here talking about how we're in charge.
We're the boss. How about that?
We're the boss, yeah.
How about that
now? How about that?
How about that? Yeah. Truth
comes out.
There is. Look, and now Hawaii wants to repeal the Second Amendment. They put forth a resolution that says not only, and if we can't get it repealed, and they've sent it to Nancy Pelosi. They've sent it, to the president pro tempore, and so that's they're saying if we can't repeal it, then let's at least amend the Second Amendment where individuals can't own firearms. We'll give it into the hands of the collective, which is a Marxist way of saying that we're going to take the guns, and if we ever get into a crisis where we need them, then we'll distribute them back out to everybody,
to those that we feel
that we deem worthy to have the thing.
Because that works.
There's only really one word for that, and that's bullshit. I mean, that really is. I mean, there's no other way to say that. And I apologize, Mom, that we turned this into party time, but it's bullshit. And that, I'm serious. That's craziness.
Yeah.
Lunacy.
But at least, once again, they're being honest about it. Somebody's finally saying, oh, Second Amendment? Nah. Yeah. It's not even gun control anymore. It's just like, Second Amendment, right. Let's get it out.
Yeah. What else, Natalie? What's going on in the world today?
I'm glad that you ended on that. I saw a meme that made me giggle. It was actually a member of the South Lake 2A.
I love it when you giggle.
Remember the South Lake 2A, but it showed Bernie Sanders saying healthcare is a right and the government should pay for it.
Yeah.
Well, guns are also a right, so the government should pay for them.
Exactly. Government needs to pay for our guns.
I'm okay with
I
that.
like it.
Yeah.
I'm good with
Which
that.
is great because y'all are in the gun business.
Right. Yeah, that's not good.
Y'all could handle a few gun subsidies over there at the government's federal subsidies at the
you, government.
DFW
I'll
gun
stand in line
sports.
for my welfare gun.
Your Trump gun?
Yeah, you know what?
Trump
You
gun.
keep your Obama phone. I
Yeah.
want a Trump gun.
There you go.
gun.
America.
America. No, you're right about that, and that's a funny way of looking at that.
Interesting. Okay.
Which, by the way, gun ownership is a right. Healthcare is not. So access to healthcare is one thing,
Right.
But healthcare is not a right. Gun ownership is a right, and that's where Bernie needs to get it straight.
Clear it up.
Come on,
And all God's people said.
amen.
So, sad news. There was a plane crash over the weekend.
Yeah.
Ethiopian flight. 157 passengers or people killed.
Yeah.
Boeing, according to the news, has some splaining to do.
Do that some
because-
explaining.
You do know how much flying we do.
I know.
Yeah.
We just do 250,000 miles a year, but what else?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Are you on a 737?
From time to
Actually,
time, we are
yeah,
quite
we are.
often.
And on the new one.
So
Yeah.
that's a sad deal. It is.
Yeah.
I have flown in Africa. They're African Airlines,
Sure.
and I've flown. In Russia, we used to fly Aeroflot because that's the national airline of Russia, and so for the longest time, Aeroflot couldn't land in America because their maintenance situation was so bad. Back in the '80s, and Aeroflot couldn't land in New York. They wouldn't let them, so they just couldn't fly to America. But one of the best flights I ever had in my life was between Abidjan, Ivory Coast, to Lagos, Nigeria on Air Afrique. One of the best meals I ever had on an airplane, actually, was that. So you look at that and you're like, I know the first thought is people go, well, it's an African airline. I mean, surely there's got to be, it's Ethiopia.
It was made of sticks and
This is brand,
powered by
this
wind.
is
I mean, this thing
this is a brand new one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, this
it's
is
the
a
new one.
Wright
2
Brothers
and
model.
6 months.
Yes.
So it's kind of
Yeah. But there were about, I want to say, and I'm trying to remember, I think there were like 38 nationalities represented on that plane, and I think there were about 7 or 8 Americans
8
that were on.
Americans.
And not that American human life is any more valuable than anybody else's human life is a tragedy. And you hear that kind of stuff, and we are every other day on an airplane, and you're looking at that, and you think about it from time to time. We fly so much, we take it for granted.
Right.
And air safety since 9/11 has improved so much. I mean, it has really incredibly improved. You just don't hear about things like that happening. Small craft, yes, but jet airliners, passenger planes and stuff like that, you just don't hear about it anymore because they really take the precautions. And air science and air technology has improved so much. And I still don't believe it exists. I don't think people fly.
That amazes me still.
Yeah, I know. I think. Do you not know this? I think we're plugged into the Matrix, and I think it's an illusion. I think we're just, like you just, and all of a sudden you think you're in.
So I'm going through
Toledo.
I'm going through 2 TSA for nothing.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, no, that's real. That's a real. Getting felt up is real. Somebody's
Taking
coming
your
into your
shoes off,
Matrix
buddy.
bubble and they're
Jeez
touching your cords.
Louise.
Yeah.
You think that's an X-ray machine that they're sending you through?
You just think
That's
Just
actually
putting
where,
microchips in us.
that's where the transition happens.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just pass out and you think you're flying on from there on.
if you. That's right. You think you're sitting in the Admiral's Club having a vodka, but you're really.
I don't
not.
know what that's
You're-
like, Chad.
You don't know what that's
Yeah.
like. Yeah. Well,
I had about 8 doubles.
Steve.
Saturday.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
He was flying, but
Steve
in a different way.
Yeah, Steve gets high. He doesn't fly. So no, listen.
I just want to make sure if I go down, not only
that
that
you
I'll
just
go
don't
down-
care.
Well, yeah, I don't care. I may be screaming, but I won't care.
Yeah. Well, find Jesus. Put Jesus in your life, and
He's
you'll be
there.
okay
I
because
got
you'll
him.
bounce higher.
That's right.
You'll bounce higher. I promise you. No, once you hit the ground, you'll bounce higher into the arms of the Lord.
Amen.
That's what they say.
That's what I say.
Okay.
No, I think that after you go through that little screening tunnel there, when they X-ray your body, and I think that's when the transition happens. I think everything from that point forward till you leave the airport is just all one big illusion. But you saw that movie, The Fly, with Jeff
Yes.
Goldblum.
Heck yeah.
They perfected that technology. We step in, and we don't even know we've transported.
Wow.
We're gonna get People are like, what are we listening to?
I mean, Chad, I learned a little something about you today.
Which reminds me, I need to watch that movie again. That's an amazing
It's an
movie.
amazing movie.
Welcome to
we
Coast
got
to
to get
Coast
international
after midnight.
pilot, Delta pilot, our buddy Kevin Wade in here. He said the other day, he said, you just have the prettiest people on your show. I'm going to be intimidated if I come on. And I'm like, come on, you're pretty. MIT grad, Air Force pilot. He's an international pilot for Delta now, Kevin Wade.
That's sexy.
I know. He's an outspoken conservative black man, and that's sexy.
He has the
Sexy.
best trolls on his Facebook.
He
They're
really
friends
does.
of his, but I go read every comment.
Well, I love it because he gets on my stuff, and I'll get attacked by people on the left, and especially when I get attacked by quote people of color, and he comes on there and he's like, "No, you're pretty stupid." I mean, here's an MIT grad that just owns you, and he's a black dude. So what are you gonna do? But Kevin's a faithful friend and loyal dude. Now we're gonna get him on the show to talk about this airplane thing. But no, hearts and thoughts and prayers and those things still exist. Do go out to those folks, and God bless folks that travel a lot because you're away from your family as it is, and it's a hard thing, and you don't want to risk your life to go around the world doing what you do. So bad deal.
Sad.
Bad deal. I like Boeing planes. They've always been.
Yeah.
I've flown on some pretty rickety airplanes though.
So have I.
I just want a place to plug my phone in. I'm good.
This
He
fool
wants to keep his phone
This
charged
fool.
and drink some apple juice.
Party
He
foul
just wants to use
Steve.
his drink tickets.
Yeah.
Did you hear the story about when we were going to Arizona about a month or so ago? And I was sleepy. It was an early morning flight, and so Steve's drinking, sitting in first class. He's drinking screwdrivers. He doesn't realize that when you're in first class, they're pouring doubles. And he drank like 8 of them.
Yep.
And I went to sleep, and he drank mine too. So by the time we hit Arizona for our layover to go to Bakersfield,
At
California,
8:30 in the morning.
Steve was ripped. And let me tell you, you don't ever see Steve. Party foul, we call him, my mom the other day on the phone, she goes, what does party foul mean? So I had to walk her through what a party foul was.
Is that where you got the name?
No.
After this? Oh.
No, he's had that for years and years. But
okay.
if you just hang around Steve long enough, you'll see the party fouls that happen. It's and we just love it. It just happens, and it's
I
part
usually
of
don't remember them.
part of
Well, I
life.
was in Vegas with him, and I never saw what you're talking about. This
Party
double
foul.
Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, no. 'Cause
Steve
I
was on a
rarely
mission in
drink.
Vegas. He was keeping everything straight in
He
Vegas. But no, he was stumbling because you never see Steve drunk. Like we don't do that. Like we don't get. But when it gets there, you know it. You really do know it.
Smack you in the face.
Oh, he's just crossed over the line right there. So anyway, he's walking through the airport in Arizona, and I'm like, dude.
Shut up. That's what you kept telling me. I remember that.
Yeah, shut up.
You have to get a wheelchair, drag him out of there.
People have certain tells when they're drunk.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that. If you hang around somebody enough, you know when like if my wife, if Jade is getting there, like if she's had a little too much, then I'll say, hey babe, you might want to ease up. What? I'm not drunk.
She's a denier.
I'm fine.
Right.
Most women are deniers.
Yeah.
I'm fine. No, you're
I'm
feeling
beautiful.
good. You're
I'm
not
just-
fine. You're feeling good. And when Jade really gets there, it's when she starts crying, because then you'll be like, hey babe, you really need to ease up. I'm okay.
And that's when they cut you off and throw you out of the place.
So,
Yeah.
so what's Steve? Is he
Steve
sloppy,
goes- Steve-
happy, mean?
Steve, no,
probably
he's
get
fine.
loud.
Steve will tell you to shut up. Like, shut up. I like, Steve, you need to chill. Shut up. When he starts doing the shut up thing, the shut up, Steve's there. He's drunk.
Video it next time.
He's like,
No.
shut up.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Shut up.
That's his deal. That's his deal. So it's pretty funny. But anyway.
I could tell you, Puppet Master's over there. His tale. He starts dancing.
Do you?
Oh,
Mark?
He's got some mad moves.
It takes a little while, but eventually, the moves start coming out.
Do they?
Maybe.
Look at you.
Maybe.
Puppet Master's a funny dude.
After that third sea breeze, woo, he is a
What?
dancing fool.
Okay, we've talked about this before. Candace, do you have a drink of choice? You don't? Do you drink?
Not really, no.
You don't really drink? Okay. Mark, your drink of choice?
I like a good IPA.
IPA, so you're a
But
beer guy.
I can go whiskey too. I kind of split my time between the two of them.
Yeah, we know Bougie is a Kettle One guy on the rocks.
Jason's a Zima.
Hard to find.
It's refreshing. They are hard to find.
Yeah. It's
Your
clear.
drink of choice?
I actually switch either between whiskey or a G&T, gin and tonic.
Yeah. I've seen you do that.
Yeah.
I've seen you do that. Party Foul's
Alcohol.
is a general alcohol consumer.
Whatever's available.
He's a whiskey and soda guy. Tends to be a Jameson soda. Natalie's another non-drinker.
I don't, but I will tell you.
One time.
One time, every once in a while, that buttery nipple,
Yeah.
it's good. I like sweets and
Yeah.
So
Jade likes the buttery nipples as a cocktail, so you put the ice in
I'm a
there.
big
Don't do
fan
it
of
as a
the
shot.
nipples
Do it as a
myself.
cocktail where you sip on it. What's that?
I'm a big fan of the nipples myself.
He's like buttery,
not the buttery,
dry. It doesn't matter.
that kind.
Butter,
No, not picky.
but-
Yeah.
I put butter in my coffee. I might as well put them on the nipples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we live in a crazy world these days. All you can do is pray and just keep your eyes peeled because the news is coming at us faster than ever. Thank God I have you guys around me to be able to laugh it off a little bit because if we didn't laugh, we'd cry.
We love you.
Yeah, love you guys. I missed y'all over the weekend. I was in Missouri and came back home yesterday, and Jade and I went bar hopping a little bit, just relaxed and chilled out. And I woke up naked with the dog this morning. I wish I was telling the truth. I'm not telling the truth, but I am.
Was it chilly out?
The dog was in bed with me, snuggled up. So it was one of those kind of deals. Where am I going next? I'm going to Ramona, California. We're going to be out there Friday and Saturday night. We got a show at the Ramona Main Stage, 2 shows actually, on the 15th
Cali.
and 16th. Yeah, we're headed into San Diego.
Oh,
San Diego. Yeah, and then we're headed up to Ramona, the 15th and 16th. We're going to be over there. Tickets went on sale for Augusta, Georgia, May 11th at the Miller Theater this past week. I think we sold about maybe 400 tickets within the first hours of them going on sale. So
Heck yes.
yeah, we got
done.
I think capacity there's about 1,300. That'll be a sold out show. So we want to get. You can go to watchchad.com.
Get 'em
tickets.
now.
Yeah, we're going to be in Anaheim, California on April the 5th. We're going to be in Modesto, California on April the 6th. So we're going to do a little California run. Party Foul Steve and I'll be there. Bougie Sean and Metro Jason are definitely going to Augusta with us. I think we'll get in there a couple of days early.
We'll be there.
Augusta, Georgia is a cool place because it's got a lot of Revolutionary War. There's a lot of history there anyway. But it was Fort Cornwallis was there. It was a major battle there during the Revolutionary War. So I think we filmed a little bit of the humor
So they've
show and
Torn down all the statues and what
business
you're
some
saying.
folks. No, the statues are
No?
there.
They're still there?
I can take you to the church there where the Button Gwinnett is buried there. He was a signer of the Declaration of Independence, and also there's various historic deals that are there. I'll show you some pretty cool stuff in Augusta, Georgia. There is the Haunted Pillar. There was a market, a trading market. They traded slaves there, and the tornado came through and demolished the place, and the only thing left was a column that stands up downtown. It's an old column, and they say that if you touch the column, they say that they put a curse on it, and if you touch the column, something bad's going to happen to you. So there's all these stories and urban legends. Party Foul, do not touch the
not
column.
touch
Don't touch the
Y'all,
column.
y'all fly way too much for him to start
Yeah.
touching the cursed
Yeah.
columns.
Yeah, we don't mess around with stuff like that. But we'll take you to, I'll show you the James Brown statue, and because that's the home of James Brown.
Nice.
Godfather soul. I'm tired. I'm going to kiss myself. Going to get
I
in
thought he was a
Hollywood
football
hot tub.
player.
That's Jim Brown.
Oh, James.
God, you're ignorant.
He's drunk.
Chad, when y'all are in California, you need to invite J-Lo and A-Rod. They just got engaged.
Oh,
I know.
Congratulations.
And I'm
you
sure
two
they
pretty
want to come
people.
see you.
Wanna
And
come
that,
out to the show and hang
yeah,
out.
they want to come out to the show, drink, celebrate.
J-Lo and A-Rod got engaged.
It's about time.
Congratulations.
We've all been waiting, really. I mean,
Yeah.
how long has it been?
On the edge of our seats.
Now he's a baseball player?
He was.
He was. He retired.
Okay.
He
See, I knew
retired.
that.
He cheated,
And she's in a movie.
and he retired. Yeah.
You know, I've always said, I think J-Lo loves being in love.
I think she loves being in love. She bounces
does.
from dude to dude.
She's
and
beautiful.
She's beautiful, and she's
Beautiful.
been with some. She's been with some pretty men and some not so pretty men, like Mark Anthony.
Little
Talking
guy,
about
too,
some
right?
Hips.
Yeah, yeah. What'd you say,
Hips.
Steve? Why you always
J-Lo.
got to take it there?
I,
This is why my mother thinks we're having party time.
J-Lo's
Party-
booty right now.
In the last
Every
5
one
minutes,
of
he's mentioned nipples and hips.
Girls got some booty.
Yeah, guys.
Booty.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, we got to get out of here. Go to watchchat.com. Check us out. Come and see me out on tour. We're having a lot of fun on the road. For the absent Bougie Sean, Puppet Master Mark, Candace sitting over there hanging out, Metro Jason, Party Foul Steven, Hot News Natalie, looking fabulous.
Thank you.
Looking fabulous. That was for Steve. Go to blazetv.com/Chad. Use promo code Chad. Sign up for an annual subscription to Blaze TV. You can get our very hard produced great show called Humor Me with Chad Prather. Jason and Sean co-produced that. You can see episodes on there of the shorts with Getting Triggered with Trigger DeBose, and also Party Foul on the Prowl. And it reminds me of a jaguar in the zoo. And our new episode it's a very powerful episode, actually. We talk about what it's like to be black and conservative in America. And we talked with our good friends that just happen to be black conservatives at CPAC.
Which there were a lot of them.
There's a lot, yeah.
Despite what the media says.
That's right.
And very, very, very good people, great guys. And it was a powerful episode. And so I want to encourage people, get over there. You're missing out if you're not watching Humor Me. We got an episode coming with Uncle Larry here pretty soon. And it's pretty interesting stuff going on. So thank you guys. Go. I know you're watching it here, but I want you to go check us. If you want to watch, we come out Monday through Thursday night, right around 6 p.m. Texas time, because that's the time that matters. We want you to go watch it on YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel, Chad Prather. You'll see it. Start watching them on YouTube, because those view counts count. If you're going to watch it on YouTube instead of the Facebook, okay? Because Facebook numbers they're skewed a little bit. It's kind of hard, and plus, Mark Zuckerberg. And also go to where podcasts are available, and you can get it on Stitcher, SoundCloud. Did you see where Allie Beth Stuckey got taken off of SoundCloud?
What?
Blaze TV's very own Allie Beth.
I heard something about that.
They took her podcast off of SoundCloud. Yeah, very sketchy things going on. Stitcher, SoundCloud, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, all those things. And we'll see you tomorrow night. We love y'all. God bless. Bye.